Welcome back to an episode of We have to stretch our necks a little bit before we get to the Presidium, because this is where we lose them. Alrighty. Home of the Human Embassy. Let's get there.
This meeting would be more productive if Udina was to join us.
Counselor Udina isn't available, but as his top advisor, I speak with his full authority and approval. Shepard will be here and... Oh, Commander. We were just talking about you.
Wonderful. Nice to see you again.
It's been a long time, Anderson. I hope the last couple of years have treated you right.
There have been some rough spots. It's good to have you back.
We've heard many rumors surrounding your unexpected return. Some of them are unsettling.
We called this meeting so you could explain your actions, Shepard. We owe you that much. After all, you saved our lives in the battle against Saren and his Geth.
Okay. That sounds weird. My actions. What is it that it did wrong? You mean Sovereign's Geth? Yes. And his Geth. Sovereign's Geth. Okay, the whole Sovereign stuff, like, doesn't really matter if they know it or not. Saren and his Geth. For them at least it was Saren. We know that it was Sovereign, but they don't. In this case, of course, we need their help.
The Collectors are abducting human colonists in the Terminus systems. Worse, we think they're working for the Reapers.
The Terminus systems are beyond our jurisdiction. Your colonists knew this when they left Council space.
You're missing the important part, Counselor. The Reapers are involved.
Ah yes, Reapers. The immortal race of sentient starships allegedly waiting in dark space. We have dismissed that claim.
Shepard, no one else encountered the hologram on Ilos that told you the truth about the Reapers. Only you and your crew ever spoke with Sovereign. I believe you. But without evidence from another source, the others think Saren was behind the Geth attacks.
Well, this is definitely understandable. Okay, why would Geth follow Saren?
Saren was an organic. The Geth would never accept him as their leader. They only followed him because he was Sovereign's agent.
Saren was a compelling and charismatic individual. He convinced the Geth the Reapers were real, just as he convinced you.
It was part of his plan to attack the Citadel. The Reapers are just a myth, one you insist on perpetuating.
We believe that you believe it, but that doesn't make it true.
Interesting. So, what about Vigil, the AI? Wait a minute, I don't know if Vigil actually has enough power to still be active, but alright.
Go back to Ilos and talk to Vigil. Or just look at what's left of Sovereign. It's obvious the technology is more advanced than ours.
The hologram on Ilos is no longer functional, and we have found nothing to suggest that Sovereign was not a Geth creation.
The Geth are capable of remarkable technological achievements. This is probably why Saren recruited them.
This Reaper theory proves just how fragile your mental state is. You have been manipulated by Cerberus, and before them, by Saren.
Okay. Very interesting. How do we prove our point? Actually, we don't need to prove our point. We just need to wait until the Reapers are coming. And then they will see. Patience. Patience is on our side. Okay. So let's see. I deserve better than this. No one deserves anything. This is not our option, so you won't help that.
I guess I'm on my own. Again.
We are in a difficult position, Shepard. You are working for Cerberus, an avowed enemy of the Council. This is treason, a capital offense.
That's too far. Shepard is a hero. If Counselor Udina were here, he wouldn't let this whitewash continue.
Maybe there is a compromise. Not a public acknowledgement given your ties, but something to show peripheral support.
Shepard, if you keep a low profile and restrict your operations to the Terminus systems, the Council is willing to offer you reinstatement as a Spectre.
Reinstatement? When? Well, I was dead in this case. I was uninstated?
What does that mean? Will I need to start filing reports?
That won't be necessary. This is a show of good faith on our part.
We cannot become involved in an investigation regarding the missing colonies in the Terminus systems, but Spectre reinstatement shows our support of you personally.
Okay, very nice. At least on paper they are on my side. I guess that's all I can ask. I'm honored. Are we honored? No.
I accept your offer.
Good luck with your investigation, Shepard. We hope for a quick resolution and a quick end to your relationship with Cerberus.
Well, that went better than expected. You realize the Council's offer is just symbolic. They won't actually do anything.
No need to burn bridges.
Even if they don't help, I might as well stay on good terms.
True enough. Don't worry about the Council or the Alliance. I'll find some way to keep them off your back. Shouldn't be too hard. As long as you keep to the Terminus systems.
Anderson, we need to talk about... Shepard. What are you doing here?
Well, surprise, yes. Great, I don't need this, yes. Visiting an old friend, both of them.
Stopped by to see how Anderson was doing.
You don't have to cover for me. I invited Shepard here to speak with the Council. We just finished our meeting.
You went to the Council behind my back. Do the words political shitstorm mean anything to you?
Well, the meeting just went fine.
The Council reinstated my Spectre status. They're just happy I'm staying out in the Terminus systems.
Yes, I could see how that arrangement works best for both sides. But you still had no right to do this without my knowledge. Maybe it's time the Alliance found me a new advisor.
Come on. I don't have time for this. Okay, don't be ungrateful. It's not about him being ungrateful. He seems to be... He doesn't care about favors that much. Only about use cases. In this case, that's definitely a bad idea, firing Anderson.
Do you really want people to know your advisor arranged to deal without you?
You can say you knew all along, or you can explain to the Alliance how you want to replace me for doing your job.
You don't leave me much choice, but I know this game. I'll tell the other counselors I'm on board.
Well, wonderful. Go steal the credit. Well, it doesn't really matter.
So long, Counselor. Maybe we'll meet again sometime.
I think it would be best if I kept my distance. Strictly for appearances, of course.
What an ass. As bad as Udina was before, he's 10 times worse now that he's part of the Council. Better him than me, though. And he's done a good job promoting Alliance interests with the Citadel.
He could learn from you, yes, a little bit. He's not helping me any. Well, he was not the one giving us Spectre status.
You haven't forgotten how you got here. The rest of them, they're buried in procedure.
Some of that is necessary. This place, the scale of it, doesn't hit you even when you're standing in it. But crack the files on interspecies relations, there's no end. We don't need an outside threat, Shepard. The balance here seems like it's fragile enough.
Understandable. What about the Citadel? Good state?
How long did it take to get this place back up to speed after the battle?
Still counting. The main areas of commerce and the most populated wards are complete. But estimates for total restoration are sitting around 5 years. The Keepers always surprise us, though. It's like our repairs are annoying. We'll put up an ugly new bulkhead, and in a few days, they've made it seamless. We never really thought of them as heavy lifters, and I have no idea where they get the resources. But we'd never get done without them.
Interesting. So you just put down the seed and they grow the whole tree. Interesting. What about Sovereign?
I'm surprised no one can tell Sovereign isn't Geth technology. Didn't they examine the wreckage?
They shouldn't get near that.
We don't have much to look at. Pieces of it rained all over the station. It was chaos, with who knows how many species combing the wards for their dead. We secured as much of it as we could. But between the Keepers and a whole lot of unauthorized salvage, there's no way to account for even half of that thing. Another reason why they don't want to acknowledge what Sovereign was.
Last I knew, we were still fighting holdouts.
Now, here and there. But they are increasingly disorganized. It's long since stopped being called a war. More like cleanup. Not that you can ever discount them. But we haven't had serious casualties for months. A civilian ship will spot an enclave and we send in a squad to clear it. They're not quite the boogeymen they used to be.
Oh. What about Ash?
Ashley Williams was on Horizon. She said she was looking into Cerberus.
I know. I approved the mission. We had to find out if they were behind the missing colonists. I couldn't tell anyone without compromising the investigation. I'm sorry.
Understandable. Oh.
I thought we were friends. Never expected you to go behind my back.
We didn't know about you at the time. And I wouldn't have told you if I did. What if the elusive man was manipulating you, lying to you? The report actually confirmed your story. I still don't trust Cerberus. But they were right about the collectors abducting the colonists. Unfortunately, Williams didn't find anything to convince the Council that the Reapers are behind this, or even that they exist.
Well, again, doesn't really matter if they exist. And what about you personally?
How have the last couple of years treated you?
Working for Udina isn't how I planned to spend my twilight years. Sometimes it feels like I'm just beating my head against a wall. Knowing the truth about Sovereign is brutal. It's nightmare stuff. I can't blame others for not wanting to believe it, but I know how important it is. So I keep trying. Fighting the good fight, right?
I mean, he could come with me.
Forget Udina and the Council. Join my crew and help me stop the collectors.
I'm too old to go racing across the galaxy. Much as I complain, I've got an important job to do here. The front line. That's got to be yours.
Thank you. Alright.
I better go.
Of course, Shepard, I understand. I wish I could do more to help you. But if you ever want to talk, I'll be here. Just do me a favor and be careful. You can't trust Cerberus.
Well, I trust them as far as I can throw them, and I do have a throw skill.
Something I can do for you, Shepard?
And all of the
better
dialogue's
go.
the same.
My door is always open.
Anderson, maybe even the best. Oh, wait a minute. Look at that. Nazari. It would be cool if we would have just a little bit of dialogue over here, because they... Wait, this is an embassy area, right? So... maybe they also know something. Alright, is there anything that we can pick up here? No, not really. Just some galactic news, some doors, wait. We are... Nah, okay, it's just one area, one room, the Presidium. Not really that special. So we can go back to the Normandy. And then we can do the Empire attack. Yeah. I do not have any more side missions. Actually quite good. Let's see, stop the collectors, that's main mission. All of the side missions are done. Perfect. Exactly the way I wanted. Anything on the crew?
How may I help you, Commander?
Is there anything I should know?
Nothing right now. Anything else, Commander?
Alright,
That'll be all.
I'll be here if you need it.
wonderful. So, let's see. Wait, sometimes, at least Joker has something to say. Ah, nothing.
Commander.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
Yeah. I mean, that suit is kind of nice and all, but it doesn't feel like... It kind of feels like this is a Cerberus suit, but it looks too clothy, like too 20th century, kind of. Let's see. Casual appearance. So we have like that one. That looks like we're just a hand here. This basically looks almost the same, almost. Then we have that one. It's like Imperial Fleet Commander, whatever. Some roughneck. There's like private stuff. Okay, so this is kind of modern looking, but let's just look at the difference between this one and that one. Like this one is just completely black, with just like this little line going over here, very simplistic. This one is also kind of the same, but there's a little bit of curve in there, and we got gloves on. But this one here has the same kind of design, but it just looks much nicer. Yeah, much nicer. Alright. Oh yeah, what about the armor pieces? Let's see. The thing is, the helmet just breaks the whole thing. chest. This is just shield bonuses. Yeah, it would be nice to use like something with ability bonuses. Like, look at this. You got something that increases your shields, but this one also has like shield strength. Health is not necessary. Delay before the shields start regenerating. This is important. And power damage by 3%. Okay. No. It's better to have good survival. Or maybe we should look on the on the design front. Aegis vest kind of looks okay. But this one here, the shield harness, looks like that one. What's the difference here? Belts. Okay. And this one is like a heavy knight armor almost. What do we have over here? Yeah, look at this. This one is small shoulders and big shoulders. Pretty interesting. Alright. Anyway, let's just leave it at that. And look at this. The back. It's not completely black as well. It has this like circular thing there. That little dome shape back. Far better design.
No messages for you, Commander.
Thank you, Kelly. Alright. On to the IFF thing. So, any new areas that need to be explored? No, the only thing with a percentage not at 100% is Hawking Eta. And the rest is pretty much done. Yeah, once you hit like 100% or you have like nothing to explore anymore, that's it. Good. So, let's see. Acquire the Reaper IFF on Hawking Eta. How far do we actually have to get away from the center? We have to get to Thorne. Alright. So, there's Thorne. Right. What do we have here? Let's just... no, wait a minute. The Derelict Reaper is over here. But I am more interested in the unexplored planet right now. Yeah, let's do a little bit of scanning at the end. Mnemosyne. Mnemosyne is a brown dwarf of approximately 37 Jupiter masses. Huge one. It is young enough that some nuclear fusion still occurs within its depths. It is luminous and radiates more heat than it receives from the star Thorne, with an atmospheric temperature in excess of 1800 Kelvin, 1500 degrees Celsius, by the way. Well, rounded. Early probes of Thorne showed evidence of a minor gravitic anomaly in the northern hemisphere. This area of unexpectedly low mass did not move with the prevailing wind patterns, while an investigation was planned by the Bioware Institute of Planetary Science. The school ultimately sent an expedition to study the famed deep anomalies of the gas giant Plobber instead. Plobber. Sounds weird.
Launching probe.
We are probing, because we are the
Launching
aliens.
probe.
We're probing. Putting stuff in people's rectums.
Launching probe. Probe away. Probe launched.
Yeah, let's say 5 more. Kind of. That's a good one.
Probe away.
And let's see. There's the thing down there. Now I have to find one of the... okay, that goes.
Launching probe.
Using up too many probes. I may have... there, that's the last one.
Probe launched.
Okay, 30%? Yes. Then there's the moon. Lethe. Lethe is the largest moon of Mnemosyne, massive enough to retain its own thin atmosphere of methane and nitrogen. and heated by the brown dwarf to relatively moderate temperatures. While nearly the size of Earth, its overall density is low, suggesting a paucity of valuable heavy metals. It is tightly locked to Nemesis, one hemisphere always bathed in the brown dwarf's heat and dim red light. The moon experiences constant, weak tectonic activity driven by the tidal fluxes of Nemesis' gravity rather than Leaf's own internal heat. Several large ancient volcanoes release wide-ranging flows of molten silica. A rich moon. Interesting.
Probe away.
A rich moon.
Launching probe.
And
Probe launched.
yeah. Ooh.
Probe away.
Bit too far on the left side there. I usually explore going clockwise. There we go.
Launching probe.
Another one.
Probe launched.
A whole lot of stuff can be found on mostly one part of the map there.
Probe away.
It's already moderate. Hey, look at that. All of this stuff is clustered on one side.
Launching probe.
And it's poor. That means we have 5 more to go.
Probe launched.
Maybe. Or maybe 3. That's one. Ah, that could actually be a good one. No, it's like medium, but anyway.
Probe launched.
There is nothing there. Oh, there we go.
Launching probe.
And we got it depleted. Perfect. So the moon is done now. Let's see. Maybe there's something inside the bell. Or the last 30-something% is the derelict Reaper. Might just be the Reaper now. Alright. Let's see. Enter its orbit. No, it's explored. Okay, and Thorne is now completely done as well. So, before we actually land on the thing, because we already did a little scanning and talking and whatever, let's make the whole Reaper IFF its own little episode. Until next time then, like and subscribe of course as usual, and ta-ta!